So you finally got that raise. Suddenly, you're lying awake at 3 a.m. with a choice that feels impossible. Throw money at your mortgage or let it grow in the stock market. Here's the trap nobody warns you about. Both options are designed to make you feel like you're losing. Let me paint you a picture. You've got a $500,000 mortgage at 7% interest. Every month, you write a check for $3,327, and most of it vanishes into interest. Your college friend won't shut up about their index funds. Meanwhile, you're watching thousands evaporate into your lender's pocket. It's psychological warfare. Now you get promoted. Extra $1,000 a month. The question haunts you: mortgage or market? Let's run scenario 1, pure investing. You dump that $1,000 monthly into index funds at 9% returns, bumping it up 3% yearly for raises.
After 29 years, you're sitting on roughly $1.83 million. That's retirement money. That's freedom money. Looks obvious, right?
But here's the part they don't tell you about mortgages. It's called amortization, and it's quietly brilliant for banks. In your first year, you send the bank $39,000. Guess how much actually pays down your loan? $4,000. The rest? Pure interest. Month 1, 88% interest, 12% principal. Even after 5 years, you're still feeding the bank $2,710 monthly in interest alone. It takes over 20 years before your payment becomes more principal than interest. 2 decades of working for the lender first. So let's try scenario 2, aggressive prepayment. Same $1,000 extra monthly, increasing 3% annually, all toward killing that mortgage. Your 30-year sentence becomes 16 years and 3 months. You've saved $380,000 in interest. Victory, right? Not quite. You spent $238,000 to save that $380,000. Net savings, $142,000. Still good, but nowhere near that $1.83 million from invest. But wait, here's where it gets interesting. When that mortgage dies in year 16, you suddenly have $4,327 freed up every month. You invest that full amount for the remaining 13.75 years. That grows to $1.18 million. Add your interest savings, and you're at $1.33 million total. Investing still outperforms by roughly $500,000. That seems to settle it. Invest everything and don't worry about the mortgage. Not even close, because spreadsheets don't account for something called sequence of returns risk, and this is where people get destroyed. The market doesn't give you 9% every year like clockwork. Some years, up 30%. Other years, down 35%. The order you experience them changes everything. Start investing in October 2007, right before the crash. Your 8-year return, 4.5%. Start in March 2009 at the bottom. Same 8 years, 17%. Same market, same effort. Completely different outcomes based purely on timing. That's sequence risk, and it's silent psychological torture. Meanwhile, mortgage prepayment, zero sequence risk. That 7% return is guaranteed, locked in, predictable. No surprises, no crash. A guaranteed 7% in today's world is actually phenomenal. Savings accounts pay 4%, treasuries 4.5%, corporate bonds maybe 6% with risk. Plus, there's taxes. Investment gains? The IRS takes a cut. Mortgage interest you don't pay? Tax-free. You just keep it. This is where the F2 rule comes in, the Freedom Fund rule. And it's beautifully simple. You do both. Personal finance isn't just spreadsheets. It's psychology. It's sleep. It's the story you tell yourself about your life at 3 a.m. Some people sleep great knowing their money works in the market, even with volatility. Others can't rest knowing they're deep in debt. Neither is wrong. They're just different optimization functions for different brains. The F2 rule respects that. Split your extra money. Maybe 60-40 toward investing. Maybe 50-50. Maybe based on your age or your interest rate. Here's my framework. Mortgage above 8%, prioritize prepayment. Below 4%, invest everything. Between 4 to 8%, do both.
With a 50-50 split on our example, you end up with $1.38 million and a paid-off house 9 years early. Not maximum wealth, but maximum peace.
There are times the math screams prepayment. High interest debt above 10%, approaching retirement, job instability, or just needing personal peace. And times it screams investing. Ultra-low rates from 2020, 2021, no emergency fund, no retirement contributions, or being young with decades ahead. But here's what I realized making this. The spreadsheet doesn't actually matter as much as you think it does. Two people walk into the same newly bought home. One thinks they've made it. The other thinks that's a 30-year prison sentence. Same house, same mortgage, completely different stories. And your story matters more than any calculation I can show you. Some feel trapped by debt, can't sleep, can't relax. For them, aggressively paying down debt isn't just smart, it's psychologically essential. Others feel trapped by illiquid assets, all their wealth locked in walls they can't access. For them, investing provides flexibility and option. The F2 rule isn't a mathematical formula. It's a framework for thinking about what you actually want from your financial life. Before you open that calculator or investment app, write down what financial freedom actually means to you. Not some guru's version. Yours. Once you have that answer, the math becomes simpler. The F-square rule helps you execute your vision, whatever it is. There's no one right answer, just your answer.